Hey everybody, welcome to your horoscopes for this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic, and these horoscopes are for the week ending June 20th, 2015. First full week of Mercury being in direct position, and we are all so excited about that because this last Mercury retrograde has been like really for a lot of people. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into the horoscopes, and we're going to start, as we always do, with Aries. This week is beautiful for you guys. Lots of different possibilities, especially as in the beginning of the week, Uranus continues on the last of his grand sextile between Jupiter, Mars, and the Sun. And Mars and the Sun being in full conjunction gives a lot of fire and energy when it comes to shining in your career. And you've got all the support that you need. In fact, your support is building with Jupiter in that aspect also, because Jupiter's all about expansion. So it's like everywhere you go, you got the support building up around you, and it's just beautiful. This aspect is going to be at its strongest Monday and Wednesday, especially because the moon is going to be moving into conjunction with the Sun and Mars on Tuesday and Wednesday. Very powerful, especially as they bring an element of Venus in there. It's like being surrounded by everybody that wants to see you succeed and succeeding at the same time. It's just a beautiful energy. So you guys want to tap into this energy and really make it count. As the week progresses, that grand sextile position goes away, but Uranus is still trined with Jupiter, and Venus is moving into that trine. It's all about love. It's all about receiving love. It's all about seeing the love and the support that you have around you. And most importantly, it's all about playing. And what the heck do you work so hard for? To play just as hard. So make sure that you have that balance. Celebrate your successes by getting together with those that support you and have some fun with it, because that's what life is all about. So you guys have a fantastic week. Taurus, when it comes to your goals and dreams, you want to make sure that you put time into those goals and dreams in order to see them manifest themselves into the reality that you want. However, at the same time, too much doing creates chaos in other parts of your life. As you spend so much time focused on one thing, it seems that you shut out everything else in your life, including you, and you don't want to do that. This week, it's all about learning to balance things a little bit. Yes, you want to work towards your goals and dreams, but you don't have to put 24 hours a day into it also. If you do this and you focus so much on these goals and things start to kind of feel like they're falling apart in other areas of your life, it makes those goals a great excuse as to why things don't work out smoothly. And you want to avoid putting yourself in that position at all, if possible. It's not just your job that you're putting in jeopardy, but your family and, of course, yourself, your own emotional success. You need time for you just as much as the next person does as well. So this week, it's all about balancing and organizing that time. Make your goals and dreams part of a priority. Prioritize the rest of your life. And, of course, don't forget to put some of that you time in there also, because that really is, above everything else, the most important part of your life. So you guys, knock them dead and have a great week with that. Gemini, happy birthday to all the Geminis born this week. This is the last week of the sun being in Gemini, and then we're going to kick off Cancer next week at the beginning of the week with the summer solstice also. So things are changing rapidly. Enjoy this last full week of Gemini with the sun in your sign. It has been a little bit of a difficulty with all of the different aspects that have been going on and all of the planets that have been in your sign. But this last week is really about enjoying your time. Mercury is full direct and about to move out of your sign in the next couple of weeks. And the moon kicks off this week in your sign as well, putting herself in a bit of a sticky position on Sunday when she's conjunct with Mercury, which puts her, unfortunately, in opposition with Saturn. And that's going to make things a little bit sticky, especially when it feels like, in your mind especially, it feels like nobody's understanding what it is that you're saying. And a lot of Geminis feel, and actually a lot of air elements at times will feel themselves in that position. It's like you're standing in front of everybody, and what you are saying, you feel is perfectly clear, but you got blank stares from everybody else as if you're speaking a foreign language to them and they're not understanding. But as the moon moves on and gets closer and closer into that conjunction with the sun and Mars, it's all about your career and making huge advancements in your career. And this is not just any career. This is the one that resonates within your heart. This is the one that you want to do. Regardless of whether or not it seems that people are not listening to you, the plain and simple fact is those that matter are listening, and those that don't really matter in this particular instance. Doesn't mean that you have to be a jerk about it and say you don't matter. It just means that unfortunately they don't have a part to play in this success of yours at this time. This is all about making big advancements when it comes to your career, shining in your career, and giving you the energy you need to really set things in motion when it comes to your career. And as these planets are all in grand sextile with Uranus, Venus, and Jupiter, you've got the true love and support that you need to make these advancements, and you also got the money to do it, which is really, really cool. That makes things a heck of a lot easier, doesn't it? So enjoy this last week of Gemini. If you're celebrating a birthday, make it a great one, and you guys have a great week with that. Cancer, when the moon comes into your sign this week on Wednesday and Thursday, it is going to create some issues, especially when she moves into T-squared position with Uranus and Pluto, as happens every time the moon comes into Cancer, unfortunately, because those two planets are just so stubborn and not moving anytime soon right now. And this is definitely going to create one of those situations where you feel torn between those that you love and your home, and what you are meant to do or what you feel you want to do with your life in terms of your career. And it also makes, not necessarily finances, but this is really part of your own personal growth, because it also makes you feel as if you want to walk away from what you want to do with your life, because it's easier than walking away from your heart. And for Cancers, those that they love really are their heart. That's what makes up their heart. Now, you don't have to make that decision so cut and dry at that time, because these situations usually pop up when you're gone off doing something, and it's that person that you love going through a problem that you're beating yourself up on an internal level because you weren't there when it happens, to be there for them, to support them, to love them, to bail them out, whatever it is that they need. But at the same time, you Cancers, who are the mother sign and the nurturers of the zodiac, do this in beautiful ways. You're just wonderful about this. But too much of anything is not a good thing either. And the truth is, you can't save these people all the time, even if you love them. And that isn't it's understandable to feel that way. But let's look at this from a little bit of a different perspective here. If you're always there to bail these people out or to help them out, they'll never learn for themselves how to get through these situations, because you're always there to do it for them. This week, rather than beating yourself up for doing what it is that you are pulled to do with your life, allow them to fall a little bit. Be there, support them, be there on the phone, whatever it is that you can do. But at the same time, allow them the chance to be able to get through this, because really they need to learn. I always tell people in my classes who are very hands-on and seem to, enjoy doing things for people, and it's a beautiful thing to give of yourself. But if you get people used to the point where they can't do anything without you being there, you're really doing them a disservice, because someday you won't be there, and it won't be in your control. And when you leave these people behind, you want to leave these people behind able to take care of themselves and get through these situations, not in a position where they're going to be in big trouble because they can't take care of themselves. Also, you living your dream or your purpose in this life is teaching them that they should do the same at the same time. So you're teaching a valuable lesson to them while doing something that you need to do for you. So it's all about taking away that feeling that you need to beat yourself up over doing something for you because somebody else may need you. The truth is, it makes you a beautiful person to be so giving of yourself, but you need to do what you need to do for you at the same time. And they need to learn to be able to handle this situation on their own 2 feet. So you guys do a good job and have a great week with that. Leo, this week Venus and Jupiter bring love, 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 and more love into your sign this week as Venus moves closer and closer into conjunction with Jupiter, and Jupiter's all about expansion and making things bigger and brighter. And at the beginning of the week, their grand sextile with the Sun, Mars, the Moon for a couple of days, and Uranus points all of that love support into your career. When it comes to making changes or advancements in your career, look to those around you for the support and also the ideas that maybe you may need in order to make those advancements. Also, really shine in what you do. With the Sun being there in the house of career in conjunction with Mars, you got a lot of energy moving towards making these changes or just shining in what you do, period. And the Moon coming into conjunction with these planets really makes it something that means something to you. So the Moon actually is in a very favorable position for you guys this week. Once the Moon moves out of that position, that grand sextile is going to go away, but you're still going to be, Jupiter is still trined with Uranus, and it's all about money, and it's all about enjoying that time and that support around you. Take a step back and count your blessings. You'll literally be seeing every single one of them smiling at you because they're right there in front of you. And it gives you a very clear indication that even though you may not have some things that you want, there's so much in front of you that you do have, and celebrate that and allow them to be a part of it, because without them, you never know where you're going to be at any particular given time. So you guys, grab on to your dreams. This is what it's all about. Nobody ever gets exactly what they want whenever they want all the time, but you definitely have so much more than many other people, and it really does help at times to be able to see that. So you guys, have a great week with that. Virgo, it's still all about you this week, and the part of fortune coming into your sign Monday through Wednesday is really going to make it lucky to be you as you find yourself in different situations where things are just working out for you. I mean, that's just an awesome feeling to be in, right? But at the same time, the sometimes critical Virgo will want to look for something to go wrong, if you know what I mean, especially if you feel in a place in your life where things just go wrong for you all the time. This week it's really all about focusing on the blessings that are coming in and trying to get away from what goes on in here, the worry, the overthinking, things like that. When things are going great, the biggest thing to screw all that up is looking for what's going to come in and screw all that up. Because you're manifesting, you're asking something to come in and screw all that up. Give yourself a break and stop the worry chatter. Shut off your brain for a while and really just take the time to live. Beautiful thought, isn't it? Happy thought indeed. Take the time to live. Remember what it's like to live. A lot of us, when we get to adulthood, we look back on our childhood. That's when we were really able to live because we didn't have any responsibilities. You can do this in adulthood as well. It's not the way a lot of people think it is. If I had the lottery, I could have this beautiful house and all the things that I wanted and just live for the rest of my life. Lots and lots of money creates a different responsibility, and if you've never had it before, you don't know what kind of responsibilities it is going to bring. So rather than worrying about what's going to come in to screw everything up, Live for today, live for tomorrow, live for the week, and enjoy just having the blessings come to you. And you guys have a great week with that. Libra, the dark moon is in your sign this week, and it's all about you as she calls attention to different things, wonderful things about you. The complex, beautiful, wonderful, giving soul that you Libras really are. You need something fixed, organized, maybe delegated, any kind of situation needs to be worked out. Who do we call? We call the Libras, because they are the ones that take care of this stuff. They're the fixers, they're the doers, they're the ones that come up with the plan and implement it to make sure that everything runs smoothly. The dark moon coming into your sign this week is giving you permission to do all of these wonderful things for you instead of everybody else. You often put yourself on the back burner and put everybody else before yourself. And on an emotional level, this has a tendency to cause you to feel as if everybody else is important, but you're doing it to yourself. This week it's all about taking your own advice and putting the time and energy into yourself, whether it's your own development, your own projects, whatever it is that you've got going on. The dark moon says, put the time into you, and it's okay. You're not a bad person if you put everybody else on the back burner for once. Those that love you will understand, and those that don't, you don't need them anyways, guys. So you guys, it's all about you and making those changes for you that you need to do and putting that focus on you for once, because you are just as important as everybody else, if not more. So you guys have a great week with that. Scorpio, this is it. This week Saturn officially plops into your sign this week, and he's going to be there for the next couple of months or so until his retrograde is over and he moves direct and he shoots himself back out of there again. And his opposition with Mercury this week is going to make things a little bit tense when it feels like your excitement over whatever it is that you're doing in this particular time in your life, especially when it comes to your goals and dreams, wherever you're communicating it, it just seems like you're either getting a negative reaction or no reaction at all. And this can be really difficult. You're really excited about it. You're making advancements. You go to tell everybody about it. Look what I did. And they're just like, that's cool, right? And that's really, 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 I mean, it just makes you downtrodden. Also, there's other instances coming in where they could be telling you that, you know, maybe trying to criticize or give you advice as to what you should be doing versus what you want to do. Normally, your reaction is to get defensive, maybe even a little bit angry, and want to make the person understand where you're coming from, which usually results in an argument. This week, avoid all of that. Smile and nod, say thank you, turn around, and be the awesome person that you know you can be. Do your thing anyways, and don't worry about what anybody else has to say about it. The truth is, some of the best inventors in history, they literally walked a lonely walk of nobody there to support them because everybody in the world thought they were crazy. Think of the guy who thought that the earth was round, and everybody laughed at him. What do you mean the earth is round? That's the stupidest thing I could possibly think of. Well, we all know now that the earth is round, and he really showed those people, obviously. But in the meantime, before he got to that point, it was a lone journey to prove his theory, and it worked. And this is what you need to be. You need to be the hermit. This may be one of those instances where you need to take a lone journey, because when it comes to spirituality especially, it is a lonely journey in some cases, or some parts of it for sure, because it really is all about you. Everybody else's opinions and what they feel and think don't matter. So this week, don't allow other people to discourage you. If this is resonating in your heart and this is what you feel that you need to do, then you owe it to yourself to do it. And you guys, be brave and have a great week with that. Sagittarius, say bye-bye, bye-bye-bye-bye to Saturn this week. Although you're going to feel his the effects of his influence there for the next couple of weeks, as he is on the cusp of your sign and Scorpio. But he's officially moving into Scorpio this week, which means that it's not as bad as it could be. And his opposition with Mercury this week is going to affect you, especially when it comes to racing in the mind. And you may feel yourself going in this way, especially if circumstances come up that bring up what you would feel like would be miscommunications about what's really going on. Now, the typical Sagittarian way is to react immediately and allow our emotions to react for us. And this is going to make these miscommunications even worse. You don't want to do that. It's in your best interest to take a step back and calm down and clear your mind before you go into this venture. Because what will happen then is you'll be able to communicate what you need to communicate in a clear and precise way without allowing yourself to communicate at the speed of your brain. And trust me, nobody but another Sagittarian can keep up with that. You guys, well, okay, maybe the Geminis, but you guys think on levels that a lot of other people just can't fathom, unfortunately. When you communicate on that level, you wind up leaving a bunch of people wondering what it is that you're trying to say. This time you need to slow down that communication, slow it down so that you make sure you get the point across that you want to get across, not necessarily blurt it out and hope that they get what it is that you're saying. That's not necessarily going to work for you guys. And when you feel that your mind is racing, it's time to shut it down so that you can concentrate. Whenever you do have a situation or a problem, at times that mind racing thing can start up, specifically because you're worrying about it and wanting to know why and all of the different things that might happen from this particular instance. Don't go there. You don't need to know all the particular things that might happen. You just need to trust that what is going to happen is in your best interest. And being able to step out of your emotions for a minute and clearly communicate is the best thing that you can do for you. So you guys have a beautiful week with that. Capricorn. This week, Pluto squared position with Uranus does make a little bit of a difficulty when it comes to finances, specifically the money that you need to build the foundation that you want for certain projects, goals, maybe even your career. These could be foundations for many different things in your life. And not having the finances to do what you want to do does make things difficult. However, at the same time, Pluto's sextile position with Neptune is all about your intuition and coming up with these brilliant ideas that just sort of kind of pop in your head, where you can build that foundation in baby steps without needing so much money. And these are little tips and tricks that you can use. For instance, you want to buy something in order to make your business run, but you can't afford to buy it, but can you make it? It's highly possible that you can make it, or you can rig something up that'll work in the meantime until you can provide or you have the finances to be able to provide buying something. And you Capricorns are some of the most resourceful people in the zodiac. You guys are great at doing this kind of thing. So work around the finances. Just because you don't have the money, it doesn't mean that you can't do what you want. It just means that you have to get a little bit more creative in order to do what you want. And you guys rock at that sort of thing. So you guys do a great job and have a great week with that. Aquarius. Too much focus on what you need to do, even if it is something that you want to do, creates a very grumpy Aquarian. Nobody wants one of those, trust me. As an Aquarian myself, I can't even stand myself when I'm grumpy like that, if you know what I mean. If I can't stand myself, I'm pretty sure that nobody else wants to be around me either. This week, it's all about creating some you time. Because what happens with Aquarians a lot of times is we get so focused on what we're doing, it literally takes a bomb to get us to move away from it. Well, this week, you are the bomb. Be the bomb for yourself and make yourself move and shift focus to something else. rather than being so focused on what you need to do, whether it's your work, whether it's your family, whether it's your house, whatever it is. You spend too much time on one thing, it starts to affect you here in the brain, and then you just can't figure things out. This is good for your brain because it allows you to unplug and shut down. It's good for your body. If you are like me and you sit at a desk all day long, you got to get up and move around and let the blood circulate every now and then, because if you don't do that, it's going to cause health problems. Or maybe if you're on your feet all day, you just need to sit down and relax for a while and shut the brain down. This is really good, especially when it comes to the work that you do, because after you've given yourself some time to unplug, you can come back and do what you need to do with a clear mind instead of all garbled with everything that you've been doing before. It's kind of like rebooting a computer. When the computer starts to slow down, you restart it, reboot it, unplug it, plug it back in, and everything starts to work a little bit better. Same concept happens with humans. You gotta unplug every now and then. So even if you have to make an excuse for yourself to unplug, do whatever it is that you need to do, because too much time spent on your day-to-day duties is just too much. You need to take some time off to do something else for a while as well. It just creates a better work environment for you, and that's really what it's all about. So you guys have a great week with that. And finally, Pisces. This week, Neptune square with Mercury is the last week of Neptune being squared with any planet, which is a big yippee for a while. You guys get a break from all of that heavy aspecting. But this week, Neptune square with Mercury does make it seem like you just don't have enough time in your life to be able to work on your goals and dreams. And this can be very frustrating for you, because a Piscean with no creative outlet is just, it doesn't go over very well at all. We'll just put it that way. You have to be able to be creative. You have to be able to not just dream, but be able to put some of it in action. And in having all of these things to do to get in the way of that is very frustrating, and it makes you very grumpy. Well, rather than grumping about it, use it. Every beautiful creation of art in this world, a lot of them came from happy experiences, but the most beautiful ones came with great sacrifice. They came with great difficulties. They project some of the biggest difficulties that we as human beings have had. And those are some of the most beautiful creations. So use this energy. It gives you an outlet for your frustration by being able to take that frustration and put it into something absolutely wonderful that is not only going to help you, but it just might help other people at the same time. And once this aspect is over, things are going to be a bit more smooth sailing for you guys for a while. And me personally, I'm not a Piscean, but I'm looking forward to that for you guys. So you guys, make something big this week, even through your frustrations. Let those frustrations do something for you, and have a great week with that. Thanks for listening, everybody. Again, I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. You've got the links. Don't forget to check us out. We've got classes coming up in about mid-July or so. And, of course, my partner's always got classes coming up as well. So you want to join our group. You want to join our website. You want to keep up with us. And, of course, you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can keep up with your horoscopes. Make it a great week, guys. And I'll see you next week.